Hello, Oklahoma. I'm Robert Reed. This is Jonathan Thompson, and we are Gallery America on an art road trip. We spent the last few days traveling around western Oklahoma, the Panhandle, in search of art. We've met painters, we met eagles, we've been on cows, we've climbed mounds, we've sung songs, we read the words of great Panhandle writers, we even cooked a Burmese feast. And now we're headed to the top of the Oklahoma. Black Mesa is the highest point in Oklahoma. But before we get there, let's rewind to see how we got here. There it is. Ah, the road trip. That rite of passage for the American vacation. We're headed to western Oklahoma. It's a sprawling area, but sparsely populated. Only about 1 in 5 Oklahomans live in this area. It's rarely seen off the interstate. We're going to the back roads, like at our first stop. We're in Hinton, baby. We're here to see Rock Mary. It's something that inspired one of the first artworks that depicted modern-day Oklahoma. Let's pull in here and find out more.
Hello. This piece of artwork was done by Henry Mulhausen. He was a German artist. He was a military artist. He drew other landmarks, formations for Congress back at Washington, D.C. This is the Rock Mary Mound that was named by the first immigrants going west, named that after Mary Conway, who was on that immigrant wagon train.
Mary got engaged to one of the men responsible for naming the rock, but he died before they got to Santa Fe.
I like to do the spider crawl. It became a signature rock along the way for this southern route to California. J.T. Johnson, 1855. It's one of the most prominent landmarks on the wagon trail. It could be the oldest trail in Oklahoma.
And this is its landmark, right here.
And this is its landmark. Yeah.
Love it. Next, we visit an art co-op in Clinton that has art classes, a music studio, skateboarding, and a guy who paints in a skull mask.
There's something magical about this place. It's a small town, but it has that, I don't know, I guess it's the people that make it really kind of easy and fun, you know. I am a local artist here in town, or try to look busy. My style is more, I guess you could say, the pop art or street pop art. I mean, I'm not breaking any new ground here. If I see something and I really like it, I like to take it, and I don't like to use the word steal. I'll borrow it and then I'll try to alter it. I purchased this mask in a mall with my children, and I saw this one and it just caught my attention. It's a sugar skull, and I think it originates from Mexico, I think, celebrating Day of the Dead. Kind of like gimmicky, but I don't want to be, you know, I don't want it to be that serious. Don't we all wear masks? Icons that I do, there's, again, man, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just something that I see and I just fall in love. The piece that I'm working on right now is the cover of Goodfellas with Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci. So in this As of like right now, I'm working on the outline of Leota. I didn't do very well in high school, but I really wish it was all based around knowledge of movies. Dude, I would've went to Harvard. I would've got to go to, you know, Yale.
The West OK Co-op is a bit of a phenomenon, I guess you could say.
Okay. I'm ready.
It's a cooperative of artists and seekers, we say, that are interested and like-minded and wanting good things to happen in the art for this area.
We want to allow people to be able to structure or define what they already have.
This sounds cheesy, but maybe we can make a difference.
I know there are a lot of like friends and family that haven't been here, and when they think of Clinton, man, it must be, you know, really boring because you guys don't even have a Walmart or a Kmart, or I guess, you know, a big box store. I think it's kind of sad because you can't just judge a town over that. I mean, it's the people, right? To be here in the co-op, man, means, I don't know, man, freedom as far as like creative freedom. Guzman. I mean, can I take the silly thing off? I can barely breathe in it. Hey, Oklahoma.
Next, we go south, where we find the back roads lead to all sorts of discoveries that you would never see on the interstate. In Anadarko, we peek at the post office murals made by great Kiowa painter Stephen Mopope during the WPA era. Then it's the Wichitas, the source of many paintings and photos, where we meet some of the refuge's residents. Jonathan likes this guy most. And sometimes you gotta look up to see them. Which brings us to tiny Cyril, where there's a sort of little UNESCO for eagles at a place called Sia.
This bird's name that we gave him is Ma-Wo-Me. Ma-Wo-Me is our Comanche word for one who changes form and shape. He's got all these exaggerated postures he takes, ties in with courtship behavior. Sia, it's not an acronym. It is our Comanche word for feather, because our connection with our people, both past, present, and future, is through the feather.
Sia has a unique federal permit that allows them to raise eagles and hawks and distribute their feathers for ceremonial purposes to tribes nationwide.
Hey, baby girl.
These living creatures that are much more than living creatures here. They are our spiritual connectors with the Almighty. Yapatoni was hatched here 6 years ago, and she was hand-reared for the purpose of totally socializing her so that we could call on her energy to share with people.
There's still ceremonies that we rely on where an eagle doctor will ask for the presence of live eagle energy, and the eagle priest, in calling on the eagle's energy, will very often call at the heart, where they connect with the heart energy of the eagle and then transfer that to the person being doctored.
Another Sia feature is its shrine of rescued religious items from around the world.
We don't own these items that you see here. We're custodians for them.
That includes a Torah saved from the Nazis and Buddhas saved from destroyed Asian temples.
You're looking at the representation of millions and millions of prayers. And we have people from the different denominations that will come to Sia, mainly because of this. This is one example.
Bill kept busy during the quarantine by creating this new addition.
What you're seeing here is a Comanche crooked lance that was designed specifically from drawings that my great-grandfather provided to the city. I think the most important thing to leave Sia with is the understanding and the realization that our historic lifeways are not something to think of in the past. They are vibrant and alive today.
This road follows the Chisholm Trail, where in the years after the Civil War, millions of Longhorns, ultimately bound for eastern steakhouses, took their long march north. It's a bit of history that are attributed by these WPA-era murals in Enid. But we're in town to meet someone else, an artist who's also inspired by history.
My name is Nicole Nahmi-A-Piah Hatfield Curtis, and I am a Comanche Kiowa artist. And this is what I do. I come in here every day. I come in here and I paint and I do my little routine, get my coffee and turn my music on. And I don't just have flute music on here playing, because that's what people think. And I like to use a lot of yellow because it makes me happy. And that's what it's about, creating art is about, feeling good. When I first started, I wanted to inspire the youth because we were going through an issue with suicide, within our communities, and I wanted to inspire the youth to find something to help them. And it's very healing and therapeutic, and I like to say art is medicine. This woman, I don't know much about her. The title, it just says Comanche woman. Originally, when I started doing all these portraits, my main focus was to recreate these historical photos of these, particularly the women, because in a lot of these captions, they don't say their names. The photo actually has another girl in there, which I believe is her sister, and so to me, it looks like she's her protector, and she's strong. I think she's probably thinking, who is this person taking my picture?
Riding west of Enid, surprises come quick. There's a trio of places that appear to emerge from the plains as if from some surreal canvas. The mirage-like Great Salt Plains is a remnant of an ancient sea filled with selenite crystals. The suddenly towering Gloss Mountains resemble a weird world of red fudge. Gloss Mountain. Then there's what you find below the surface.
The reason why Alabaster Caverns is so unique is because it's the largest gypsum show cave open to the public in the world.
The cave's permanent residents, some 23,000 bats, are well aware of its charms. And these natural features have long inspired local artists. We're almost to Woodward, Oklahoma, and we're going there because there's a lot of art energy going on. And a lot of it centers around the artist we're going to meet, Larry K. Hill.
I'm the window artist. Come and join in. I've got a bunch of easels, get right up there next to me. Lots of paint, extra canvases, no problem. Part of my process is to live with the painting a little bit. I want people to watch me and understand what I'm doing. Now, in this particular painting right here, it's all about this right here, that swirl. Of course, I've seen tornadoes before, and this is the overtop representation of one. This is ceiling tin, and I was fortunate to get several of these panels. Here, about 6, 7 years ago, I came to the point in my life to where you so-called retire, but I didn't want to just sit on my butt. That's not me. I wanted Woodward to become a place known for arts. We're not a Roy Rogers movie, and never were. Just work it in a little bit. I'm an artist of oils and watercolors. I work with selenite crystal, which is a naturally occurring stone here in northwestern Oklahoma. I paint on it. This is a space that an artist can come in and show their works. It's a place to come and ask about arts. Like I say, I don't have all the answers, but I bet you I can find somebody who does. This is difficult, and please bear with me. Excuse me. My daughter died unexpectedly. She was 27 when she died. She had 2 young children. But she was extremely bright. She was very pretty, and I loved her. Still do. I was undone. I had to remake myself. So I wrote her letters. It's very hard to look at, but it's something that I know that I had to go to. It's simply a dad talking to his daughter. Dear Sarah, it's soon to be Halloween, and the kids are getting excited. Reminds me of all the times your mother and I dressed you up and took you to endless houses for candy. I remember the lion costume the best. You were 3. We drew whiskers and a nose on your face. Love, Dad. Dear Sarah, I'm now driving the old truck that was your grandfather's. Thanks to your Uncle Doug. Without him, it wouldn't be running. It's the truck I learned to drive in. I'd have loved to give you a ride. Dear Sarah, I was thinking of the day of your birth. The nurses took your mother to prepare her for what we thought would be a long wait. I was 29 and had never held a baby. I was scared. Luckily, we both survived the day. Love, Dad. And I'm sorry, that's enough of that. That process can be very healing. And you do one, and you do another, and you do another, and you share it with everybody. I know that my daughter's children will look at this at some point, and it should help them. I sincerely hope that it does. This is my court of colors. It's the alleyway, but we've decided to take this and start doing murals.
I really dig Larry. His brain works like mine.
That's why the name, Court of Colors. But this is going to be a space for artists to have their art walks.
Most of my people think I'm just chaotic and all over the place, which I am.
Amanda Mead, a local artist, highly talented one to boot, more than what she knows.
I enjoy being around him. I enjoy talking to him.
She's better than me, but she shimmies up that ladder, and right now she's working on murals.
So I wanted this side to just be kind of raw and kind of messy and then just be colorful, because that's what it's supposed to be.
The arts right now are pretty much Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Woodward is known for oil, cattle, wheat. Why not just the arts?
I'm Willie. Folks around here just call me Windmill Willie. Let me tell you something I bet you didn't know. It was Colonel Colt's revolver, barbed wire, and the windmill that helped settle the West. I think you should put the windmill right on the top of that list.
That's the recording of Windmill Willie here at Shattuck's Windmill Museum, which is an open-air collection of century-old windmills from around the country. Have you ever seen this many windmills? You want to see where we're headed today?
Yeah, let's check it out.
The Panhandle. Let's see here. Beaver. Here it is, the Oklahoma Panhandle. Truth be told, most of it's pretty flat and sparse. It even used to be called no man's land and literally sat unclaimed for a spell. But locals are a hardy, friendly bunch, and we learn many of them call the rest of us Oklahomans downstaters. Well, these downstaters are starting our visit with cows.
67 home, that he is over there, 66 half, 67 half, that he get 8 here, but 8 half, that is 68 half, 68 half, 168 half, 5, that is 35, 169, 35, 50, that is 60, but 180 and 10, 180 and 10. So, 180 per on.
Jordan, is that okay? You're the boss.
For 90 years, folks have come here from across the region to buy cows. But Dane Drake kind of makes me want to sell them.
Well, a lot of people went to school and stuff to learn. There's good schools you can go to. I taught myself how to do it, and just a lot of miles on the tractor and in the pickup, just teaching myself.
Can you give me some advice on if I want to start doing this?
Well, just your numbers slow. Just go $1, anybody going to bid $2.
Is that what you're saying?
Well,
anybody going to bid?
Yeah, you can use that for a filler word. That's how I started. That's a filler word that I started with because it's simple. $1, anybody going to bid $2.
$1, anybody going to bid $2. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Now anybody going to bid $3.
Auction skills enhanced. Next up is Beaver's Jones and Plummer Museum. And right off, we bump into a local legend.
I've written several books about the history. I love history.
This is Pauline Hodges, an author and educator whose first memories are living here during the Dust Bowl.
Give me a hand, please.
Oh, yeah.
The dentist office was actually the man who was the dentist, grew up west of the little town of Forgan. And this is his actual equipment. His name was Jim Butcher.
The museum is packed to the gills with remembrances of the past. There's also tons of local art, even dishware made from uranium. And then there's this.
The cow chips were very important for the survival of this land because we had no trees. So people lived in dugouts and they burned cow chips for heat. They burned cow chips for food. And it was very, very important for the settlement of this country.
In 1970, Cathel's dad helped start Beaver's April cow chip throwing contest. And now we're going to sing its anthem.
Ready, sing. When the chip throwing time here in Beaver, crowds of people flock into our town. They can see all those chips in that wagon and are met with a smile, not a frown. Woo! Yeah, that was nice.
Survival is a big word in the Panhandle and always has been. In 1541, two of Coronado's Spanish conquistadors supposedly disappeared into a mysterious green light here at the Beaver Dunes. Thankfully, we survived. But the big event was the Dust Bowl, and the Panhandle was its epicenter. Driving around today, you'll still see many abandoned homesteads from that period. We're looking for Caroline Henderson's house. So during the Dust Bowl, all of America was reading what she wrote about life during the Dust Bowl in the Atlantic Monthly. It is letters that's been compiled in this book. And apparently her house is around here somewhere. Here I am, away out in that narrow strip of Oklahoma between Kansas and the Panhandle of Texas, holding down one of the prettiest claims in the Beaver County Strip. I wish you could see this wide, free western country with its great stretches of almost level prairie, covered with a thick, short buffalo grass, the marvelous glory of its sunrises and sunsets. We venture deeper into the Panhandle, making quick stops to see a failed lake at Optima, a pet skunk from the 1930s at No Man's Land Museum in Goodwell, and champion rodeo grounds at Panhandle State University. And we sit a spell in a 1948 home built by the renowned Oklahoma architect Bruce Goff.
This is the only one that's pretty much, I mean, it is left just like it was.
Dixie the dog sure seems to like it. Our final stop is Kenton, population 5. There are no grocery stores, restaurants, or gas stations out there. So we have to stop for food at a Burmese grocery store in Oklahoma's most diverse town, Guymon. Menglaba. Are you open? Good.
We like that one.
Yes. What is this?
That one, Saba fish.
Saba fish?
Yeah.
Sue gave us all the ingredients we would need to make a real Burmese feast. We need all the energy we can get because we rise early for an 8.5-mile hike, climbing 730 feet to Oklahoma's highest point at Black Mesa. This is the perfect exclamation for a trip around a region sometimes called an outback. It's only here that you find the literal top of Oklahoma. Why does one take an art road trip? Well, for us, it was the art. It was the people, the inspiration, the surprise, the lessons, and knowing we'll leave Western Oklahoma with a far greater impression of what it really is.